You know what's wrong with the world today? The fact is, nobody actually has any right to say anything. You know what? When it comes down to it, it's all you commie bastards, you. And I hate y'all with all the hate in the world. So you know what? Y'all can go straight to hell for all I care. And I wants to know, who in the hells do you think y'alls are? Cause y'all ain't nothing to me, and y'all are freaking dead to the world. So you know what? Y'all should just give up while you're ahead. Oh, fuck.
So first, what is a juggalo? A juggalo is a person who is affiliated with the rap group The Insane Clown Posse, also known as ICP, or any other artist affiliated with the Psychopathic record label. You can identify a juggalo by the clown makeup that they wear, or by the Hatchet Man symbol that they are heavily affiliated with. Juggalos are known to consider themselves a family. Whenever they walk by each other, they are known to shout things like "family" and "whoop whoop."
Would I forget about the fight just because they're family?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, everybody argues at one point, but if you're all down for the same cause, you know, you kind of realize that eventually, and, you know, you see the things that you have in common, you know, and that's what the whole family thing's about. I could see somebody who I don't even know is a juggalo, and, you know, maybe not agree with them, but once I find out they are a juggalo, I give them more of a chance, you know, because it's like they're coming from where I'm coming from, in a sense.
Oh my god, dude, I hate that whole fucking family thing, because I guess when you first started going to shows and stuff, you gathered like a core group of people that you're actually cool with, and I'm still friends with a lot of them today, but there's a lot of fucking idiots that come up to me screaming family, and it's like, dude, I don't even know you, get the fuck away from me, like, you're a creep. Like, no. Like, knocking on, what up, fam, could I crash on your couch? Like, no, go fuck yourself. Like, no. If you're being an idiot and you're being drunk and retarded and you're being a creep, I'm gonna tell you to your face. It has nothing to do with being a juggalo. My buddy Seth gave me a copy of Great Malenko. That was back in, what? When the fuck did that come out? 98? So probably since like 98.
I would say when I was about anywhere from 10 to 12 years old, started listening to them. Heard them actually through my sister's boyfriend had this little mix he put together. Remember when he used to put mixes on little tapes and play them? He had one of those, and heard the song Everybody Rise, and I've liked them ever since.
Yo, Possum Dove, stand clear to be plugged up.
As far as being there for your children, as far as playing with your children, having a good time, I think there definitely could be some great juggalo parents out there. I mean, but I know that, you know, I'm listening to this music, my little nephew's running around and he's hearing, you know, the swears and all that stuff, so maybe that's not such a good thing, but at the same time, they're gonna hear it one day anyhow, you know, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know plenty of juggalos that are great parents, work full-time jobs, good to their kids, and, you know, it's like anything else. I know a lot of juggalos that shouldn't have kids at all. It was fucking a horrible mistake and just shouldn't be allowed to ever give birth ever again. But, yeah, I do know a lot of very respectful juggalos that are normal people. Just go to a show every now and then just to let go.
Kind of both. I mean, you have some songs that are just funny as hell, some songs that are just crazy as hell. You also have songs that really do kind of speak to you, you know, something you can relate to, you know, dealing a lot with anger issues and stuff like that, and maybe bigotry or how rich people think they're so great, you know, they're really not. Just a lot of things that I related to from growing up.
Some of their music is the most meaningful songs in the world, but there's also a vast percentage of the music I'm like, this is fucking awful. Like, ICP's last CD was horrible. I didn't like it. Like, Bang Pa Boom can go fuck itself. But the shit before it, I was into it. Twisted's my favorite band in the world, right next to Disturbed. And Twisted has some songs that, yeah, they actually had one song that made me fucking cry, called Whoa Whoa Whoa. Good tune.
I wish it influenced the acts of the Juggalos more, because people are blinded. They see it as, you know, this crazy kill people, cut everybody up type thing, which on the surface I guess it is, but there's a lot more deepness to that. You know, there's a lot more substance. You know, it's all really about how you are on Earth is how you're gonna end up. You know, that's what the whole Dark Carnival is.
If you're retarded, it influences you. I mean, I remember a while back there was a dude in New Bedford.
A nationwide manhunt for Jacob Robita comes to a bloody end in Arkansas. The suspect in the New Bedford gay bar attack kills a police officer and a friend before losing his own life in a hail of bullets.
Although the news failed to mention it, Jason Robita had pictures on his MySpace of himself painted up in clown makeup, and also had ICP under his musical interests. But Jason Robita is not the only person who has been linked back to a heinous hate crime. 18-year-old Alex Pacheco stabbed and strangled his 13-year-old girlfriend for cheating on him and proceeded to have sex with her dead corpse. Him and a friend planned on putting the body in a barrel full of bleach and Coca-Cola, but police retrieved the body before they were able to. Michael Gocher, a U.S. Army war veteran, was stabbed to death by two juggalos who went by the names Skippy Kidder and Throat Stabba, who acted out ICP lyrics, stabbing the man in the head and the neck 50 times with a meat cleaver. Juggalette Alyssa Bustamante, 15 years of age, murdered her 9-year-old neighbor Elizabeth Olton. Authorities say Bustamante strangled, stabbed, and cut her 9-year-old neighbor's throat.
I don't think any type of juggalo should be judged off one idiot's mistakes. I mean, how many people listen to rap? You don't see everybody rolling around shooting people. You go to an ICP show and you'll see little kids who are like 12-year-olds fucking screaming about songs that are talking about murder. Like, they have no idea. But I mean, I understand the roots of it. If you go out to Detroit, it's horrible. And that's where all the music comes from, is Detroit. And they all grew up and went through the city, and that's... I understand as a grown-up what they're talking about in their music, but you'll still have like 12-year-old little girls with their face painted screaming the lyrics, and obviously they're not doing half of what they're talking about in the music, you know?
I feel like it gives them a bad name. I mean, at the same time, you got all types of nutty kids out there. It doesn't matter what kind of music you're listening to, really, you know? And it just seems like Juggalos are more viewed as the violent types because, I mean, hey, it is there in the music. But a lot of those kids that do that type of thing aren't getting the true message. They're just hearing what's on the surface. They're not looking deeper and finding what it really means, you know. Almost like a necessary evil. They talk about all the evil, bad, harsh things, you know what I mean, to kind of show you a shitty world so you don't really necessarily become that. So, you know, it's just a lot of kids being angry and really being foolish because they're making all of us look bad.
Oh my god, abso-fucking-lutely. I can't stand those people that go out and spend pretty much all their parents' money on like ICP pencils. You probably don't know this, but during the last ICP album, which was Bang Pow Boom, they sold more records than Lil Wayne did last year, just because they released 3 different versions of them. One was like green, one was blue, and one was red on the cover. And I think each one of them had like one different song. And because they did that, you had a bunch of like hardcore loyal fucking idiot fans who were just like merchandise whores who just fucking bought all 3 of the albums just because like, oh, I got the red one and the blue one and the fucking green one. But at the end of the day, ICP's a genius. They're the last one laughing because they were the highest grossing independent artist last year.
Yeah, there's certainly a point. When somebody makes being a juggalo their entire life, that's a little too serious, you know what I mean? These are just people too. They just happen to make a music that you love. For you to be all about them, it's kind of like get off them a little bit, you know what I mean? It can be a big part of your life, but when you make that all you care about and you want to act a certain way to portray that juggalo lifestyle, you gotta stop that. That's not the true thing, you know?
So, are juggalos really what they're made out to be? I have to say, when I started making this, I really went in with the mindset that they were bad people who were very ignorant and racist. But as I did my research, I have learned that everything is subjective about them, much like everything else in the world. So I leave you to make your own decisions about whether or not they are. But to me, I feel like I learned something, and I won't judge them anymore based on what I've heard about certain individuals.
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
I have no idea how magnets work. Some fool came up with a theory, and I have no idea, but that shit amazes me.
Has a lot to do with atoms and electrons, electromagnetic energy, charged particles, polarity of the Earth. Magnets are sick. I actually did a report on magnetic levitation trains when I was a kid in school.